Hello and welcome. Today we're going to cook a courgette and mincemeat hot pot. It's going to take about 20-25 minutes to cook it, plus the preparation time. To prepare the minced beef and courgette hot pot, first we need to get the ingredients ready. So here you can see what you're going to need is beef mince. I've got 800 grams. Then I have 3 courgettes, sort of medium sized, 1 red, 1 green pepper, an onion, tin of red kidney beans, tin of sweet corn, some paprika powder, an oxo cube, salt and pepper, and 3 cloves of garlic, and finally some tomato puree. So let's get started. Put that to the side for the moment while I prepare the vegetables. So we start with the onion. And just peel it and then chop it. Okay. Right, let's get rid of all the brown. So I don't know how you chop onions, but this is the way that I do it, which I find works for me. So, okay, let's put that to one side. And now we'll chop up the green pepper. First I need to take the centre out to core it, and also the seeds, because I don't want those in there. So I'll get rid of all the white pith as well, because we don't really want that. So that's that. And here. Okay. Now just cut this into smaller pieces. So we'll just get that to one side for the minute, and I'll do the red one in a moment. But first, I want to put some olive oil in. So that we can start cooking the minced beef and the onions. So I'm just going to put that here. On this hob, the temperature goes up, it's numbered, so it goes from 0 to 14. I'm just going to use number 13 at the moment, 12, 13, just to get it hot. And then once I put the meat in and the onions, I'll probably turn it down a little bit. So It's supposed to be an easy peel pack. Let's see if it is. Oh yeah. Okay, so the oil you can maybe hear is starting to sizzle. So now we can put the meat in there. Get the other one. That can go in as well. Turn it down to 12. And also put the onion in at this point. And then what I need to do, break the meat up a little bit. So I need a little bit more olive oil in there. I've never used these packs of mincemeat before, it's the first time. This stuff's pretty well pressed together compared to the normal mincemeat, so it's going to take a bit to break it apart by the look of it. Maybe next time I'll just use the standard stuff. Okay, and like most meat, this has got water in it as well. You can hear the sound changing as the water's starting to come out of the meat. So basically nowadays, unlike when I was young, if you fried meat in oil, then you fried meat in oil. Now, you end up half frying it, half boiling it. But I guess that's progress. Some might cynically say, it's people profiting by selling you water. Okay, so I can leave that for the moment while I carry on with the red pepper. It's in there. So, okay, let's chop the red one up. Yeah, you can see, look at the pot how much water we put in there now. It's not so easy to fry meat these days, as I say, you just end up boiling it. By the way, I use 20% fat meat in this case, because obviously fat carries flavour, so it helps to add to the taste of the dish. If you don't want to use that much fat, nothing's stopping you from using 10% or 5% fat beef, whatever you choose. Okay, that's that. And now we need to peel the garlic. Well, it said 20% fat. I wonder if they meant 20% water. Look at that lot. So we're going to have to boil all that off. Because we're going to get a lot of water coming out of the courgettes as well once we start to cook those. Anyway. And the third one. Okay. Right, lots of skin off of that. So I'm just going to crush those with a blade of the knife. That's it. And just chop it down a little bit and break apart in the cooking process. So I don't need to go too crazy with it. That can go in. And now we can get the courgettes ready. So take the ends off and then peel them. So just do that into here. I normally have an extractor fan running to take the steam away, but I'm deliberately not doing that because the noise is really loud. Well, that's one. So so just making sure I get all the green skin off. Okay, and number 3. Alright, What's that one? Let's give this a good stir. As you can see, in the middle of the pot there's still a ton of water in there. Amazing. Okay, so while that's going, I'm going to go and drain off the sweet corn and the juice from the kidney beans. Back in a second. Okay, that's that done. Can't believe how much water there is in this meat. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is just pour some of that off because you don't want all of that. Right, that's better. Okay, so now we can put the green pepper in and the red pepper. And I can slice up the courgettes. And before we do that, let's just put some salt and pepper in. So I get a nice big pinch of pepper, sorry, and some salt. So about that much, really. That's good enough. Okay. Ooh! Nearly lost that. Right, let's slice these up. So it's about the thickness you can see I'm doing here. I mean, if you wanted to, you could make a slice this thicker or thinner. It's your own preference, really. That's how I do it. And then they can go in there. And obviously these are going to let out quite a bit of water as they cook down. Okay, have a good stir. Now we're going to leave that for about 3 or 4 minutes. And then come back to it. So just in case you're wondering, I've now got my heat for the hob set on 10, which is about 2/3 of the way that it could be. Okay, so I can leave that for a minute just to cook down a little bit. While that's going on, I'll tidy away some of my rubbish here. Okay, well that's been cooking in there now for about 4 minutes. So give it another stir. What I'm going to do now is add in some tomato puree. So that much, just to give it something to thicken it up a bit, because as I said, you'll get a lot of water coming out of the courgettes. Then we add in the kidney beans. Get them out. And the sweetcorn. Give that a bit of a stir, mix it up. Now to this, we're also going to add some paprika powder. So that's 1 and 2 teaspoonfuls. So you can add more or less of this. It depends on how you like to flavour your food. And then finally, we're going to crumble an OXO cube over the top. Okay. If you don't have access to OXO cubes, then you could just use some beef stock. Bovril would work as well, or Marmite, potentially. Although I know Marmite's a thing that people either love or they hate, but it will do a similar job to what the OXO cube is doing. So give that a good stir, get it all mixed up together. And then what I'm going to do now is put the lid on, turn the heat down to about 7, and I'm going to leave this now for about 20 minutes to reduce down, so that will cause the courgettes to cook nicely. They'll release their water, and that will then cook into the rest of the food. So as I say, about 20 minutes. While that's cooking, at the same time, I'm going to cook some rice to go with the finished product. So I'll put the water on for the rice now as well, and cook the rice, and then I'll see you back here in 20 minutes time to show you the finished result. Okay, 2 items quite critical I forgot to put on the list and lay out before you at the beginning. That is a tin of tomatoes and also some cream fresh. In this case we need 150 millilitres, which is about half of this pot. That goes in right at the end, but the tomatoes need to go in now at the beginning of cooking. So I'll just put those in, and then we'll be back to you in about 20 minutes time. Okay, so that's been cooking now for 20 minutes. So let's have a look what we've got. All right, that's looking pretty good. Just give that a nice good stir. And now we're going to add in 150 ml of cream fresh, which is about half of this pot. That just makes a difference to rounding out the flavour, counteracts the acidity of the tomatoes. Okay, that's about half. There we go. And now we'll give that a good stir, mix that in nicely. That's looking much better. All right. Okay, that's that. Pretty good. So let's get that out of the way. And then here is the rice, which I cooked alongside it as well. And so we're just going to now add some of this to our rice. Here we go. It's a couple of nice ladlefuls. Oh, a little bit more. There you are. Okay, and there you have it. A courgette and minced beef hot pot. Enjoy. Okay, so if you enjoyed that video, please like, subscribe and share. See you next time.